Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Aesthetic and Wellness Edge, the podcast where we pull back the curtain on what's really working across aesthetics and wellness. I'm your host, Bethany Gifford, founder of New Era Intel, and I'm here bringing you the strategies, insights, and stories that help aesthetic and wellness providers grow smarter, not just bigger. Today, we have someone who has disrupted the industry with a highly sought after product. But first, a word from our sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by New Era Intel. At New Era Intel, we help medical spas, dermatology clinics, and plastic surgery practices who are struggling with inconsistent patient retention, underutilized CRM systems, and manual systems that hold back your clinic's growth potential so they can finally increase quality repeat bookings, streamline operations with AI automation, and grow predictable monthly revenue with the right systems and strategy. They're able to create a premium, seamless patient experience while freeing up their team to focus on what they do best. If you would like to take your business to the next level, head over to neweraintel.com to get started.
Today, I am thrilled to sit down with Jena Rangnow, the founder of Beam Wellness. This brand has carved out a powerful space in the wellness market with innovative products like the Beam Blanket. Jena's journey is one of founder led marketing, smart pivots, and scaling without losing her authentic self. All topics that we love to unpack here. Jena, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here and talk about our favorite industry, aesthetics.
Absolutely. Well, let's start from the beginning. How did you jump on the product making wagon?
Yes, well, a little bit about me. I started off in the industry actually doing marketing for a national med spa chain. So we were designing campaigns, and at the time we were launching the Hydrofacial Light Stim add-on. I'm sure a lot of practitioners know you make a lot of money in the treatment rooms upselling add-ons. So we were really jazzed about the Light Stim add-on, learning more about light therapy, and designing this campaign. And through my research, I came across all this peer-reviewed literature about light therapy specifically, not just having, an effect on aesthetics, like improving skin tone texture, but also penetrating deeper into the tissue. And there were studies saying it reduced inflammation, accelerated wound healing, enhanced muscle recovery. And so, from that one experience, I personally dove into red light therapy, learning about it, looking at the products on the market, and ultimately purchasing a small panel, the only panel I could afford at the time. And I was obsessed with how it was making me feel. Um, so so it was really a personal experience that started with this exposure in the spa industry. And so as I kind of went on my journey for my light therapy journey, if you will, I wanted to have a full body solution, and I couldn't afford the $3,000 panel that they sell online. Also, I lived in a 700 square foot studio, so I just was like also wondering where I was going to store it. As it goes. Um, but the other alternative was going to the tanning bed, at the gym where they had replaced the tanning bulbs with red lights. So I could get a membership, but that really didn't work with my lifestyle or routine. So for fun, I soldered some LEDs into a washcloth and went around pitching it to my friends, and from kind of that idea, we've had three prototypes. We're now in market with what is now the Beam blanket. It's a red light therapy blanket with 1,200 red and infrared LEDs. So each LED has two infrared and then one red. So it's a really powerful, really bright blanket. We've also expanded our product portfolio to include a LED face mask, face, neck, and chest mask, which are really popular. They kind of are that we have, there are a lot of products on the market with the face mask. We were first to market with this full body blanket solution. So that was really exciting. We have a suite of handheld products and are really expanding into the alternative wellness space. We're getting into consumables, and then just other interesting kind of alternative wellness solutions that have peer reviewed literature associated with them.
That is amazing. a true inventor and, stems from personal, preference, and I love the
That's
red
right.
light. I mean, everybody in med spas are adding it on, like you said, as a service, and it goes deep, not just facials, but complete body, so I am really excited about your product, the beam blanket, and all the new ideas that you're coming out with. Once you had the beam blanket established, how did you decide on kind of what products to add to your wellness portfolio? What like made you say yes to the mask and things going forward?
So that's a great question because we really had to look at the landscape. As with any business owner or practitioner, you have to figure out how you're going to differentiate yourself. And for us, we didn't want to just be a one hit wonder. We didn't just want to have one product and then nothing else. So we wanted to add products that would fit in our vertical being light therapy. So we added the face mask. We have a handheld LED gua sha that we incorporated light therapy into. We also have an automated cupping device that we incorporated light therapy into. So really, we were looking from a business perspective to increase the lifetime value of our customer. So once someone is exposed to the Beam blanket, oh, well, I've also been looking for a mask. Does Beam offer a mask? And maybe if our face mask is out of their price point, oh, here's an LED gua sha that incorporates light therapy at a price point that fits within my budget. So we wanted to offer our customers other options in light therapy, and then, of course, from a business perspective, grow our brand, maintain relationships, and kind of build upon the success of our brand awareness.
I love that. Yeah, one of the things I find fascinating about your business is how you kind of balance audiences. How do you manage like direct to consumer marketing while also targeting like professional spaces like med spas and treatment rooms?
Well, another really good question. And this is a challenge for any business owner that wants to do an omni-channel approach. We sell a lot to spas because our customers go to spas and then talk to their esthetician or their service provider looking for recommendations. Which LED face mask should I use? What's your opinion on light therapy? So that was a strategic channel for us to start with, especially because I come from the spa industry. I kind of understand the operator's perspective as far as what makes them invest in a new piece of equipment or a retail opportunity. So going to spas, selling through that channel as a wholesale um, partner was an initial strategy, but then we got this opportunity to have our products featured on us on CBS Saturday morning show, which
Yeah.
and they didn't reach out to me. I actually reached out to them. I pitched our products. I showed them, what we launched with our face mask and our scalp. And I had to seek out that opportunity because, like everything in business, I think people think, oh, you get lucky, but it really is reaching out to people, never giving up, just being relentless.
Yeah.
But that was kind of our CBS was kind of our jumping off point into the consumer market. And I think I went around about with your question, but how do we balance this? It is a fine dance between how can we not undercut our spa partners in the direct to consumer channel, and how do we balance our business models on both sides? It's a
Absolutely.
really intricate dance.
I know we have a lot of other people that we've interviewed and met with that have products, but not a lot of them can offer them to be inside as a add-on. Do you
Yeah.
provide that for med spas to sell to their clients, or is it basically just for them to use during their procedures?
So we do. We do. And this has been another learning process. And through the evolution of our business, we finally hammered it out. We offer essentially a wholesale catalog. And when we meet with our customers and build relationships with them, we kind of learn about their individual needs. Are they a solo esthetician? Do they have 3 or 4 treatment rooms? Do they even have enough space in their studio for a retail area? Are they selling retail? What kind of products are they selling? So through um, discovery phase, we work with our partners to figure out, okay, what wholesale volume would you like? Would you like to use these products in service as an add-on, as a revenue generating asset, if you will? Um, and sell retail? Or are you really just looking for, an in-service add-on where we can be a great
Hmm.
partner for you? So it's really case by case basis. We tried to standardize the approach, but as I kind of sat back and tried to reflect on what was working and what wasn't working, I really figured out that reducing complexity was what we had to do. We can't standardize an approach. It's not going to work the same as a solo entrepreneur for, a med spa that has 6 treatment rooms. It just those relationships, they just have such different needs.
Absolutely. I mean, scaling a wellness product line obviously comes with its own unique challenges. What have been some of like the hardest lessons or roadblocks that you faced, as you've grown Beam?
Oh, wow. Hardest roadblocks. Well, I would say initially I'm thinking there's 2 sides to this coin. One is the personal roadblocks I've experienced as a founder. As an entrepreneur, as a business-minded individual who has to make money on the products that I sell. And it's hard becoming a stringent operator. As anyone who's listening to this, as you know, a business can only function if you sell goods and services that
Yep.
people value. And so it's really hard being a stringent operator. It's really hard having to have the financial discipline.
Definitely.
I want to add so many products to our portfolio. And, it's a slow thing. Every decision you make as an operator has to have a, a cost benefit. I have to make strategic decisions. So coming from a person that's very creative, very, my person at my that's been a challenge for me. I'm very creative. I'm very kind of free flowing. I like to feel the vibe. But then switching to becoming a strict operator where we sell hardware goods and we have to be, disciplined. We have to have discipline with our margins and everything. So that's been a personal challenge for me. And then as far as a business, everyone feels this pain point, but having a great team, I
Mm,
mean, that's been one thing that I've learned. I feel like I'm only as good as the people that surround me.
absolutely. It's a
So,
deciding factor for sure. Can make or
yeah, and it
break a
can make
company.
or break. Oh, we said that
Good.
at the exact same time, but seriously. And you think it's so easy to just hire talent and keep talent, but the truth is that talent evolves with you. And I'm only as good as my best team member. And really, I rely on my team members to, in a lot of cases, be better than me. So it's those are kind of my two thoughts personally, and then the personnel you have around you.
Those are great examples of roadblocks for sure. I know because it's hard to blend creative and then switch that off and go straight to numbers. We work with a
Right.
lot of people that are kind of in the same boat. They have these big dreams, they have visions, and then they're also running the entire show. And that's kind of where we step in and go, let's take that off your plate. You go be creative. Let us do all the numbers and the techie stuff for you. So, but I
Yeah.
mean, speaking of tech, your company has done a great job of blending tech and wellness. I know we had kind of spoke before how AI had kind of played a role in helping Beam Wellness kind of expand its market reach. Could you touch on that?
Oh, yes. Okay. So AI. I swear
Favorite.
it's everywhere. And I mean, I can't live without my chat GPT, of course. We have bots, like we have a chat GPT trained on all of our specs for each product. So, if I can't respond to a message, someone on our team can ask the bot a question and it'll give them a very specific answer. And of course, at Beam Wellness, we always want to be bright and lively and end every message with keep beaming because that's kind of our mission. When you're feeling good, you're looking good, you're beaming. So, automating customer service has been huge for us. But expanding our outreach has also been a huge win for us, and we've only been able to achieve that with AI. So we contract, we worked with this business, and so we don't have these internal tools. It's just kind of out of our range of expertise, but we contract this business and they help us automate our outreach. So we want to target spas, we want to target um, fitness centers, anyone that's kind of in our ICP, our ideal customer profile, we want to be sending cold emails to. And with our product, it is a differentiated product. We have this red light therapy blanket that's perfect to use in service. And so we play with our messaging, and AI helps us kind of refine our messaging. So message customer service support, AI, automated outbound emails, but then also monitoring our deals. So I'm sure you've heard of a CRM. I'm sure you have a CRM,
We
as
do. We
does
create our own.
everyone.
It's called Fully Booked CRM.
Oh,
Absolutely.
nice.
Vital for
Nice.
any company.
So vital. There's been this company, it's called Valora AI, and I am biased. It's my husband's business, okay?
Oh,
But
hey.
what
Shout out to the
yes.
hubby.
Shout out to the hubby. He's out there doing AI. He can build websites overnight using AI. I'm just so impressed by him. But we use his dashboard. We have all of our deals, and then it tells us which next steps we need to take and which deals are losing momentum.
Oh,
So, our very lean team of 2 salespeople, we all monitor over 80 deals, and we're always moving them forward. I mean, that's kind of the critical thing of our business. So, I would
yep.
say out of all the aspects of AI, the deal moving, insights that this Valora provides us with has helped us, get the most money. We've seen the most return on our investment with that AI platform.
It's amazing. I know a lot of people, that we talk to because we implement it every day. They're like, "Well, I don't wanna sound like a robot, and I don't wanna do
Yeah,
this," and I'm like, "It has so many more indications than just a chatbot or just a
right?
ChatGPT statement," and you're living proof of that, it's doing above and beyond for reporting and insighting, I think that's amazing, and everybody out there running a business needs to have a CRM, whether they're bringing clients in or products in or campaigns in, all customizable, so it's
Yeah,
very,
and
very
even
good.
for a spa owner, they're
Yep,
having different reps reach out to them from different businesses, and for someone who wants to stay competitive, you really kind of do need to know all the players who are trying to retail
yeah,
in your area.
100%. Yeah. We've noticed a lot too, especially with med spas, medical, anything, they have EMRs, and they have to
Yeah,
coincide and integrate with the CRM. And a lot of times they can't, and a lot of times they don't want to. So it really depends on the place, and what they're able to do. If they have a front desk that can monitor the CRM and the providers can do the EMR, so it's kind of
yeah.
crazy with that. But well, I know, a lot of founders kind of struggle with how much of themselves to put into marketing. And I know you guys are really strong power couple, doing it together. Why do you believe that like founder-led marketing kind of resonates so strongly with customers today?
So, I as I've matured, I've really understood the emphasis on relationships. And I believe that as a founder, if you put yourself out there, you show your passion, you show your product, you share your ideas, you are building a relationship with the person on the other side of the phone, the laptop, the computer, whatever medium they're experiencing you, you're able to build a relationship with them. I mean, I've done some public speaking engagements at, I did a hackathon, we did an aesthetics conference, but even that, being able to share your personality, share your vision, and then, after I would get off stage, people would come up to me and wanna learn more about my product, get my website, even become customers. So I feel like it's that trust, it's that credibility. And one thing I've also noticed, like, just within the last week, we did a huge ad campaign for, like, the last 2 months, dropping thousands, I hate to even look at the bill, but thousands of dollars on ads. And you think, oh, if you have the best content, if you have the coolest content, and our products look pretty cool. They're literally lighting up, and they look, it's enough to say, oh, what is that, in my opinion, for people who are scrolling on social media. But we didn't see one purchase through our ad campaign. And I was kind of like, I was sitting back. I was like, is this a true reflection of that? Like, people just don't want our products? Is that
Mm.
what's going on here? And then, we went to this aesthetics conference. We had our best weekend, which led to our best month yet, all from being face to face with people, all from building personal relationships with people. So, my lesson learned from that was people don't trust promoted posts. You
Not
can't
always.
just get one video and promote it. It's the founder led sale. That's me being in front of people. It's Beam's team being in front of people and like answering questions and not acting so salesy. So I think it's really just the trust and credibility and the personal relationship over the computer or not.
I mean, it's all part of business, pivoting. When you see
Yeah,
one thing or you think 100% this is going to work, like this has worked for everybody
yeah,
else, you know, I,
right.
I know it's going to work and, I've done everything right and it doesn't, you got to pivot, and every
Yeah.
product is different. It resonates different for every consumer. I mean, when I first heard about it and reached out to you, I was extremely interested because I know a lot of med spas that use those in procedures. And
Right.
myself going to a med spa probably, I'd say a year ago, where they're like, "Would you like to add on the red light?" And I'm like, "Well, where can I get one of these for myself?" Because, a one-time treatment for red light is not enough. It kind of needs to be
Exactly.
consistent. So, and then, influxed, everybody's like, red light at home, or at the gym, like you said.
Yeah.
So I think that
That
was a great pivot. Um, and it could be a real big
yeah.
target market for you, for sure.
That's actually a really good point about the one intense exposure. That actually reminds me of another problem that we faced early on, besides like the personal problem of like learning these new skills. The market was really skeptical of red light therapy. I mean, it still
Mhm.
is. And so we're always having to show our light therapy dose calculator or calculation, the joules per centimeter squared coming off of our devices. But like in one intense exposure is not what is seen in peer reviewed literature. It's consistent use over time. And so that whole messaging was a learning curve for us.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think more that people kind of researched it and realized what it was and what it can do and all the indications. It's not just for beauty, it's for, it aids so many other things in the body. So I think you hit the jackpot with
Yeah.
this product. But
Well,
speaking
thank
of
you.
products, where do you see Beam Wellness going, in the next like 3 to 5 years? Is there anything on the horizon?
Well, we are so excited today. This is such an exciting time to be in wellness, but
Yes.
also, we've developed great relationships with our suppliers, manufacturers. So now we're in a position where we can actually expand into different categories. So we are device focused right now, but we're expanding into consumables. So, we have a scalp device. It has a reservoir where you can put oil. We've received over 100 questions. Which oil do you recommend? Well, now we've developed a formula based on peer review literature. It has rosemary oil, which is comparable to minoxidil, which is a medicated hair regrowth serum. And rosemary oil has a lot of literature out there supporting hair growth. So we're going to launch into consumables. I'm personally into magnesium glycinate. It
Mm.
works on the same receptors as muscle relaxers. So and it's involved in a lot of processes regulating hormones and so we're going to get into creams, so not ingestible, but magnesium glycinate
Yeah.
creams and post serums after light therapy and some other alternative things we've been getting into. Have you heard of the practice of grounding, where you go and put your
Oh,
feet on the earth?
I love it. True believer.
Okay, amazing. So have you seen the bed sheets?
Yes. Yeah. The sheets. I always look into them, but you know, they I just don't know enough literature
That's
behind it,
right.
so I would
That's right.
love to hear your version. Tell me more
Yes.
because I would love to
So
sleep in grounding sheets.
So we're launching a grounding pillowcase coming soon, but
Perfect.
essentially you plug it into the grounding port of your outlet. And so the same, magnetic power that neutralizes the free radicals in your body happens while you sleep on the pillow. So it has like conductive thread. So we're really excited. We're still kind of in the early stages of this. We're working through our prototypes. Like we've finally found one that we are in love with. Um, so that's kind of an alternative thing, though, that has nothing to do with light therapy, but it has everything to do with someone who's open to alternative solutions for wellness and who's interested in trying something new. And we never want to launch anything that's like gimmicky or hokey. So we'll always have peer reviewed literature that support our decisions in launching our products.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you are an extremely impressive innovator, owner, operator, marketer. You're wearing all the hats, girl. So thank
Well,
you so much for,
likewise.
yeah, sharing your journey and insight with us. It's a really powerful example of what you can do when you put your mind to it. So
Oh, thank you.
thank you.
Hopefully, we'll see everyone will see Beam products at a
Yep,
spa near them, or maybe an experiential spa moment. We're also thinking about launching some experiences. Our
there you
first one
go.
is in
Oh,
Austin, so we're excited.
everybody needs to stay tuned for that for sure. But for now, where can they find you online? I know we're going to put a link in the show notes where everybody can go and
Yes.
purchase the Beam Wellness products. But where can they find you if they're more interested in contacting you or the company?
Yeah, so be sure to follow that link. It'll take you right to our website without having to type anything in. You can also find us on TikTok, Instagram, Beam Wellness. We always post trending videos, try to make you laugh. So if it's not educational, we're trying to be very funny. Also, you can email me directly at Gina, Jena, at beam-wellness.com. Love to get in touch, tell you more about our products, and if anything, build relationships and have fun.
Absolutely. And that's what this podcast is all about: learning, growing, networking, and referrals. So, as always, if you're enjoying the show, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review. It helps us bring more inspiring voices from across the aesthetic and wellness industries straight to you. For now, thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next episode.